What do you think about this whole idea of safe spaces on college campuses? Because it feels like the mission of Librex is pushing back against the idea of safe spaces.
I think safe spaces are fine when they're within people's private lives, within their homes, within their religious organizations. I think the problem becomes when the institution starts encouraging or backing safe spaces, because what are people being safe from? And oftentimes it seems like there's this idea that the harm that's being attempted to be mitigated is the harm of confronting opinions you disagree with, opinions you might find repugnant.
Right.
And if this is conflated with a need for safety, then that's where the idea of liberal arts education sort of dies. Of course, it's complicated, and we still want to have safe intellectual environments. But the way that I hear the term safe space used today, I think it doesn't really have a place within like the intellectual context.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, this is why Librex is really exciting, is it's pushing those difficult conversations, and I'd love to see. Ultimately, there does seem to be an asymmetry of power that results in the concept of safe spaces and hate speech being redefined in a slippery slope kind of way, where it means basically anything you want it to mean. And it basically is used to silence people. They're like good, thoughtful experts.
Also, beyond that, I would say it has not just a pragmatic purpose, which is the silencing, but also sort of an ideological purpose, and a linguistic purpose, which is to conflate words with unsafety and harm and violence, which is what you kind of see on a cultural linguistic level is happening all around us right now, is that this idea that words are harm is a very dangerous and slippery concept. I mean, it's not, you don't have to slip that far to see why that's a problem. Once we start making words into violence and we start criminalizing words, we get into some really authoritarian territory. Things that I think, myself and my background, I don't know how much we have to go into it, but things that my ancestors certainly would be worried about.
What's your background?
I'm a child of Holocaust survivors and pogrom survivors. So
yeah, me as well, from different directions. I come from the Soviet Union, so there's like in most of us, hate and love runs through our blood from our history.